Welcome back to CBS This Morning. For almost 4 decades, Admiral William McRaven served as a Navy SEAL. He oversaw, as you heard Norah say, the raid on Osama bin Laden. He ended his career as commander of all United States Special Operations Forces.
McRaven reflected on his SEAL training in his 2014 address to the University of Texas graduates. The video has nearly 25 million views online. It starts with the importance of a simple task.
If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
Admiral McRaven wrote a book based on that speech. It is called Make Your Bed, Little Things That Can Change Your Life and Maybe the World. He is now Chancellor of the University of Texas System. Admiral, good morning.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Sort of the elephant in the room everywhere today is what happened yesterday. I mean, you lead a great institution. You were part of a great institution, the U.S. military. You're a patriot. Just give us a sense when you listened to what said yesterday, how it made you feel, and what do you think it says?
Well, obviously, it's very concerning. And I'm probably a little biased because I know Jim Comey not well. I mean, we're not best of friends, but I've spent a lot of time with him over the last couple of years. In fact, he was just at the University of Texas at Austin about a month or so ago and gave a great presentation to the students. So I can tell you I trust Jim Comey implicitly. I do not know the president, so it's not a fair calculation. But again, it's unfortunate that we, the American people, even have to kind of go through this.
You trust him implicitly. You're saying that you don't believe he would lie.
I do not believe he would lie, no.
Mm-hmm. Was it sad watching it for you yesterday?
It was difficult.
Yeah.
It was difficult because, again, this isn't necessarily about the FBI and it's not about the president. This is about the United States of America, yeah. And what we value and what is important to us. And I think it's important to get to the bottom of this. And I'm glad to see Bob Mueller, who I do know well, is going to be trying to do that.
All right.
When you think about all of this, the Russian probe, as you just said, it's a serious issue, and it's essential that we get to the bottom of it and get all the facts out, and Bob Mueller has that challenge.
Absolutely. And again, I think nobody is better positioned to do this than former Director Bob Mueller. One, he understands how the process works. He is also a man of incredible integrity, and he will get to the bottom of it.
Speaking of integrity, yeah. Which I know you have led your life with, and this book is not just about making your bed.
Right.
You know, I know that's the title, but it's the small things that can lead, I think, to a life of value and integrity. Where did you come up with those 10 things?
Well, of course, it was part of the speech, as was raised in the clip. But the interesting thing about it was, as I was writing the speech, about Wednesday before I was scheduled to give the speech on Saturday, I had writer's block. And the speech I was working on just wasn't working. And my wife, God bless her, when I came to her and in a little bit of a panic, and she says, look, write about something you know. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I've been a Navy SEAL my whole life. I don't know that students are going to want to hear about being a Navy SEAL. And she said, write about something you know. So I did. I took SEAL training, which really is kind of life in about 6 months. You know, you learn everything I think you need to learn in that 6 months. You learn how to fail. You learn how to be your best in your darkest moments. You learn the importance of making your bed. So I took those lessons from SEAL training and put them into the speech and then into the book.
It's great, Admiral. We could say that Georgianne came through for you one more time, as she always does. But one of my favorite chapters is Never Quit, because life always puts you in situations where quitting will seem the easy thing to do. You said, but quitting is never easy. And just when you think you can't go on, you really can.
Well, the fact of the matter is, I'm convinced, and I think, again, it's one of the things you learn in SEAL training is when you think you have hit the wall, when you think you cannot go any further, the instructors show you that you can. They push you even harder, and the folks that succeed, the folks that make it through SEAL training, realize that there's always something left in the tank. You can always continue on.
You say, if you want to change the world, start singing when you're up to your neck in mud.
Well, and this is in SEAL training in the middle of what we referred to as Hell Week. We go down to the mud flats. And at one point in time, we were all in there. The instructors were trying to get us to quit. And there were a bunch of kids who were getting ready to quit. And one student started singing. And the point was, it was a little bit about the power of hope. We realized that if he could sing when he was up to his neck in mud, maybe we could sing too. And we did. And before long, we came together as as a group.
In the conversation you and I have had about that speech, which is a number of times, you've said that it's not always the people you expect who pass.
Right.
There are a very small few who pass the test and get on to become SEALs,
Right.
and they don't look like, and they're not always the one, when you look at the beginning, you'd expect to pass.
Well, we had a group, again, there's all sorts of shapes and sizes come into SEAL training. I think this is the misnomer. Everybody expects all SEALs to be, 6'2", 210 pounds, bulging with muscles. And in fact, most of the guys that make it through are smaller, they're wiry. But we had a group we referred to as the Munchkin Crew, based on the Wizard of Oz. They were the small guys, and they were remarkable. They were some of the best swimmers, the best runners we had. And you learn very quickly that it really isn't about, as we used to say, the size of your flippers, because they had small little feet. It wasn't the size of your flippers. It was the size of your heart that mattered.
Well, would you mind removing your shirt so we can see if you're bulging with muscles? But is that a no? Okay, let's go back to the title of the book, Making Your Bed, because Norah said, Gayle, did you make your bed this morning? No. Did you, Charlie, make your bed this morning?
No.
No. So I said, good for you, Norah, because she did. In your book, you said Saddam Hussein didn't make his bed either. Does this make us a bad person?
No, it does not make you a bad person. I was asked that question earlier. Just because you don't make your bed does not make you Saddam Hussein.
But the point you're making is even when you were injured, when you could recover, the first thing you did was make your bed.
I did, and I think this is, it was instilled in me at a young age. It was reinstilled in me when I got to SEAL training. Kind of the importance of this little task every
Yes,
morning.
I
If
get
you do
it.
a little task, it helps you do the next task and the next task, and it also reaffirms the fact that little things matter.
But the most important thing you say here, don't quit, don't ever quit.
Yeah.
Never quit. And I think this is true. And regardless, this isn't about SEAL training. This is about life. I see great students going through the University of Texas system. I will tell you they have just the same amount of strength and personal courage and dedication to get through the world of academia, which is tough today.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Admiral
Thank you.
McRaven. Thank you. And Make Your Bed is on sale now.